And we're getting reports that you only get the Hajj is only getting the 2 and 3 star. Why is that the case? Or is it the case? Are the expectations of the British pilgrims too high? So we were looking at all them kind of factors.
What do you mean by are the expectations of the British pilgrims too high?
If you compare, for example, hotel accommodation and the star rating, what we would expect in the UK, say for example a 3 star or a 5 star, the comparable over there is at least 2 stars below. So when the tour operators are out there saying, you'll get a 5-star accommodation, expect a 3-star.
Surely the tour operators should be the ones to say that. I mean, pilgrims shouldn't hear 5-star and expect 3-star. The tour operators should say it's not a 5-star.
Of course.
By your standards. It will be a 3-star.
Of course.
Because it doesn't have, for example, air conditioning. We're talking about travel operators here who say we have air conditioning, we have separate rooms for men and women, we have an ensuite bathroom. And then when the pilgrims get there, it's not there.
That's right. Well, that's completely misleading, and it's almost like defrauding somebody.
It's not almost like defrauding somebody, it is defrauding somebody. And that's why Hajj fraud isn't just a matter for trading standards, but also for the police. The problems of not getting what you've paid for is a trading standards issue. So where do the police come in?
Well, apart from trading standards issues, there's various frauds which are taking place as well. And this is where people have booked legitimate packages to go on Hajj and then they don't materialise. So some issues are trading standard issues, but some are police issues, which are covered by the Fraud Act. At the moment, we've received a number of reports, but I think there's many more out there which we could take on board. I think a lot of people are victims of Hajj fraud. We just need to ensure that everyone's confident enough to come and report it to us so we can deal with these issues. And we want people to come forward with these reports.
And will you deal with these issues? Have there been many prosecutions when it comes to Hajj travel fraud?
There have. There have been a number of prosecutions, most recently one in Birmingham and some in London as well. But this is definitely something we'll deal with. It's an issue which affects our communities, and the City of London Police are leading on this.
I'd like to ask for your help. I'd like to ask for your help in developing ever closer working relationships.
Chief Superintendent Steve Head is the man in charge of economic crime at City of London Police. At the Hajj convention, he spoke of the methods tour operators use to defraud customers.
Members of our communities are at risk, but they need not suffer in silence. In some instances, these criminals, and I use that word because they are criminals, pose as legitimate travel operators, often operating discounts, perhaps up to 50% of the normal price. But shortly before the departure, the tour operator closes, leaving the victim with no tour and no refund. Stories of families losing their life savings, others plunged into debt having borrowed the money to fund their pilgrimage, and in some cases being left to sleep on the streets of Mecca.
Head says he wants to see the Muslim community be more forthcoming with their grievances after Hajj.
Last year, however, our police figures showed that there were only 6 reports to police of Hajj fraud, 38 the year before, whereas our partners and colleagues within the Muslim community say that the figure is closer to 600, if not indeed a lot more than that. The truth be known, we the police do not know how many are affected, but I do know that it's more than 6.
So what evidence can the public rely on to ensure the police really will do something about this?
We've had convictions. We've had convictions this year. We've had convictions last year. We've brought down networks operating in the Midlands. We've worked with other agencies, including Trading Standards, to take down websites that are operating illegally and to actually get people some jail time, which is what people want to see. They want to see these people go into jail.
4 months into my investigation, Birmingham Trading Standards informed me of an operator which has been selling Hajj packages through a website using false ATOL and IATA certificates. Victims of this company say they've paid money into Pakistani bank accounts, but they're unable to verify the company as there's no physical address for the trader. The only contact is a telephone number on the website, which has been traced back to an address in East London.
Birmingham Trading Standards received information from a member of the public who allegedly booked with a company that was advertising on the internet for Hajj and Umrah packages. What had happened, they've taken a certain amount of money off them, but didn't supply the packages that were requested. In addition, they were advertising the false Atoll, they're advertising Atoll and IATA logos, claiming to be members of these two companies. I rang them up once to get a quote to see how much a package would be. They sent me an invoice out with the two logos being displayed on there, so obviously we've got offences. The complainants in Birmingham, basically, they were just ripped off with the package that were advertised and they didn't get. They took a certain amount of money off them as well and sort of partially refunded them. And again, they were claiming to be members of these particular organisations and they weren't. In addition, what they're doing, on their website, they're not actually advertising any addresses.
The officers have obtained an entry warrant and have joined forces with their counterparts in Newham Council to search the property. They're hoping to find anything that links the occupants of the premises to the business. Even one single document with the company logo on it.
Do you do a Hajj business here?
No.
Do you know Hajj and Umrah? Do you do a Hajj and Umrah business from these premises?
I don't know.
You either know or you don't know, yes or no?
The property looks more like a residential flat than a travel agency, and a woman inside doesn't seem to speak much English. While police officers carry out a quick search, the woman denies any knowledge of a travel company at this address.
अगर आपके पास कोई बिजनेस करते हो अभी बता दो हज का या उम्र का बिकॉज़ फिर आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो वो नंबर
नहीं मैं तो इसलिए मैं आपसे कह रही हूं ना आप उनसे बात कर लो वो आपको बता देंगे
ओके
मैं कॉल मिला देती हूं.
The team searched the property, going through the family's bills, letters and virtually every piece of paper they can find. But there's nothing, not one piece of paper in here which contains the travel agent's name or logo. There are no bills, invoices or other documents connecting the internet business to this address. Two laptops are seized for further investigation. And if that doesn't produce any evidence, this raid may have been in vain.
It's funny how their surnames is the same name as the website. I asked her where she's from back home. She mentioned Lahore, which this company's registered also, or takes their payments in Lahore. So obviously, you know, it's all done through the internet. And initially, when I first asked her, you know, does she know anything about a Hajj or Umrah business, she wasn't really coming out with it straight, and then afterwards she just denied it. So I said, we'll get them.
It's purely an internet-based site.
So we'll just get all this examined and
get that analysed, and obviously you can take things from there. Really.
That's it. And see what's happening from there.
It's slightly disappointing for the Trading Standards team to have come out all this way and not find the evidence they were looking for. But that highlights the very problem with internet trading. Entire businesses can exist, taking in hundreds, if not thousands of pounds from hopeful Hajjis, and yet not a shred of physical evidence can be found.
In 2008, a study by Harvard University reported that Hajj increases belief in peace and in equality and harmony among different religions. And sadly, this is often used to silence dissatisfied pilgrims who have real grievances with their travel operators. Very few of them actually report openly about their experiences, and so rogue agents operate almost entirely without any accountability. This multi-million-pound industry continues to suffer the same problems every year, and each year Hajj packages become more expensive, meaning the industry is growing. Preparations are already in place for this year's pilgrimage, and agents, whether ministry approved or not, have started advertising Hajj packages. It's likely some of them are already fully aware that they can't deliver what they promise.